Thank you very much. It's 39 minutes past the hour, Ashley Sirkin. The trains run on time here on the Hurley in the Morning program. It is my pleasure to welcome back in studio the lovely, the talented Miss America 2017, the former Miss Arkansas, Miss America 2017, Savvy Shields.
Hello, it's good to be back.
Good to see you. How's it going?
Crazy, good.
So tell us about your reign going, to this point.
I haven't been doing much.
Yeah.
It's been wild. I mean, I've been in a different state every 48 hours for this entire year. I've lived out of my 2 very overweight suitcases, and I've had the greatest, most adventurous, liberating, inspiring, hardest job on earth. And then it's going to be pretty hard to become the next girl.
What's it like when you get to go to places probably that you never would have seen?
Yeah, absolutely.
And with such a brand, such a platform as the one and only Miss America, just like a president of the United States, we only have one at a time,
right.
And you are Miss America. What's that been like?
Amazing. I mean, and whenever you're saying places you would never be able to, the first thing that came to my mind was when I went overseas to Jordan, Kuwait, and Germany with the Undersecretary of the Army, and we got to spend Thanksgiving with the troops. And thinking back, and that's been one of the moments throughout this year that every moment, every appearance I have is stuck with me for forever, but that was one of the moments where I would have never in 1,000 years spent my Thanksgiving right outside of Baghdad if I wasn't Miss America.
And you obviously still have much more that you're going to do, but do you start to see sort of the finish line that you'll be preparing to crown your successor?
Yeah, you see it, but in a way, I mean, I've had the greatest year. Now it's been the hardest year, but I've had the greatest year of my life. And in a way, I mean, I keep joking. I'm saying I'm going to run for re-election this year, if it's possible.
You got the campaign signs out?
I've got them all done. Or hopefully there's a petition going around. But it's something that there's a season for everything, and there's a reason it's a year. And so I'm looking forward to it, but I'll be very emotional that day.
What's probably something that will go through your mind is when you were waiting to see if you would become, because you knew it was very close, you're right down to the wire there, would you be Miss America 2017, and then last year's Miss America crowned you. It flips the script now. You'll be doing that.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to think about. I actually recorded my farewell yesterday, and so I recorded the 59 seconds that I'll have whenever I walk the runway, my final walk to Miss America. And there's a lot of finals that are happening in this next 2-month season, and it's, again, it's emotional, but it's exciting to even be blessed to have this year. There's a Dr. Seuss quote. What does it go? Oh goodness. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he says,
I sort of do, but I can't say it. I don't know it.
Like, don't be sad that it's over. Smile because it happened. That's what it is, I think.
So you have an
check my Dr. Seuss knowledge.
You have an appreciation for being Miss America, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. And I've become very emotionally invested in this organization.
Tell your listeners, Miss America Savvy Shields, about your work this year.
It's a full-time job, more so even. I say it's a 24/8 job because it doesn't stop when the crown comes off. I am, again, like I said, in a constant state of not knowing where I am, but I have an appearance pretty much, if it's not every single day, it's 5 days out of the week, and it is across the country with different audiences. I'm either in a hospital getting to hang out with kids, or I'm speaking to the rice farmers of America, or I'm in Rhode Island giving talks about my platform. I mean, it changes every single day, and it's unbelievable the opportunities that I've been able to have and the experiences I've been given this year because of this very unique job.
I've interviewed your governor multiple times over the years when he was a member of Congress.
Yeah.
Not since he's been governor. Really good man. I love Asa Hutchinson.
So
really solid man. And you're doing work with the governor, the Healthy, Active Arkansas Initiative. Tell us about it.
Right. So I was really, and I don't want to be prideful, but I'm really excited about this. So I actually met with the governor before I was even Miss Arkansas about this initiative. When I was a local title holder, I met with him, and what really, stood out to me was that he took the time to meet with me. Even before I was cool, that he took the time to meet with me and hear about my platform, which was Eat Better, Live Better, and I told him I want to be involved. And so when I became Miss Arkansas, I became more invested in the Healthy Active Arkansas Initiative, and this year's Miss America, I became honored as the honorary chairman of this initiative. And so we actually, for the month of July, we made this whole package where every week there's going to be a video segment coming out on all the channels in Arkansas of different ways that you can integrate healthy lifestyles. And I'm beyond honored to be a part of that initiative.
When I'm talking to people in Miss America, I always talk about everybody makes a difference no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You're doing your best. You're making a material difference in our society. A program like this, you actually can change behavior.
Yeah,
You can change lives. It can actually be measured, actually, I think.
I hope so, at least, and that's your dream. I mean, you start off with these very lofty goals of, world peace and in that actuality, not in just the miscongeniality sense. And it's something that you really hold on to throughout your year. I mean, you gotta have, and I've talked about this with a lot of other contestants, but you have to have a why that's bigger than yourself. You have to have a why that's not yourself.
And we definitely in America are dealing with, for whatever reason, I think I know what it is, but not to get too heavy into it, but this is, I'm sure, part of the reason why your Healthy, Active Arkansas initiative is going to be successful. America is becoming an overweight society.
100%, yeah,
non-active. When I was a child, we went out and we played, and it was safe. You didn't have to worry about anybody getting kidnapped or any of these socioeconomic, burdens that parents are faced with today. We were told, get home before the street lights come on, and all was well. Your neighborhood kept an eye out on all the kids. If anybody acted up, neighbors. Now today, it's a little bit different. It's very, very different. It's more sedentary.
Yes,
people are using technology and just like house cats now, not going out and doing things the way they are, the way we used to. That's why this, I think, is it's very current, but it's also sort of back to the future.
I hope so, in a way, and I hope it reinforces the importance of making it a lifestyle and not making it, a fad or a diet or something that you do whenever it's summertime or something along those natures, but making it a lifestyle and incorporating your family in it or your friends in it to make it more of a part of a culture aspect, I think, is when you see real change.
Was it difficult to process that right after the pageant, you win? I guess the date was September 11th, if I remember. It was a memorable date. And I was there, and I was there at the parade the night before. I saw you come by. We do the do the broadcast. All 5 of our radio stations will be doing it again, and we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later in our interview. But was it hard to process the fact that when the name Miss America is being said, that it is you?
It was, and it came and went in waves. It's the best way I can describe it, is that there would be days where you would feel like Miss America, and then there would be days when you are really confused. and it comes and goes in waves, but I want to say around month 8, you start figuring it out. And around month 8, which is sad, it's around 2/3 of it done, but you start figuring out that this is you, and you start planning those really big goals of what you want your legacy to be.
So interesting you say that, because again, I draw an analogy between presidents who finally have it figured out, but it's time for them to leave.
That's what it is.
And it's a shame, all that experience.
You finally figure it out, but it's a very unprecedented situation, and it's something that nobody can teach you. You have to learn it, and you can think you know the job, you can think you understand what it means to be Miss America, but you don't fully grasp the concept until you're in those high heels.
What can you tell your listeners, Miss America Savvy Shields, about the preliminary nights? Obviously, a lot of things that we don't even know about as fans, the interviews that you do and some things that we don't know, obviously so important, but tell folks about the preliminary nights.
So prelim nights are going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Break Saturday, finals are on Sunday. And the prelim night, what's really exciting is we're all set up into groups. So there's going to be 3 groups of us, and each group competes in a different phase every night, whether it's lifestyle and fitness, evening gown, or talent. And I'll take a question. Oh, I forgot that one. That's the worst. And so it's
you forgot it on purpose.
I forgot on purpose. I repressed it.
Trauma.
But it's they're really exciting. They're so much fun. And what's going to be really exciting is that whenever you're there, it's very clear what states are where in the audience, if that makes sense. I remember my Arkansas people had their savvy signs. Texas always has really crazy signs. And it's really, really fun. I don't want to compare it to the Olympics, but it's something where it's not very often that we have all 50 states represented in a competition. And it's really exciting. I mean, I don't want to compare it to the Hunger Games, but that's what I kind of feel like the Show Your Shoes parade is all the states representing, or all the girls representing their states very proudly. And it's something that we all have been working not just that summer for, but for our entire lives. So it's a lot of hard work and dedication on the stage for about 2 hours.
The Miss America Show Us Your Shoes parade, I personally love it. I've
Me
always loved it.
too.
It sort of, after tough questions and the prelims, and it's the
So much
night
fun.
before the serious final night of competition, isn't it sort of a, I don't want to call it a distraction, but if I did, it would be a
is.
pleasant one.
Yeah, oh, 100% is. And it, you know, it's special because you get to see your family in the audience. You know,
I launched
in the
Siri
parade.
in that last narrative. I launched Siri. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's true. It's true.
But so in the, you know, it's exciting to get to see your family and to just have fun. And yes, you're having fun when you're competing, but there's also that sense of you're competing. And the parade is something where you're just smiling and laughing, and you're getting words of encouragement from random strangers.
Remind people what you did, because you were memorable. As you came by, I said, we're going to remember
Oh.
Savvy Shields, because I'm a firm believer there's a lot of attention. It's the night before the final competition, and the fans that come out for that onto the beautiful boardwalk of Atlantic City, you know, they're up in the air, they're
There's
down ground level.
thousands of
It's amazing.
It's insane.
But you were really smart, in my estimation, in terms of how you prepared. You were memorable. Some hang out more inside and you don't really see them that much.
That's true.
Some are more
Yeah.
expressive and are
Right.
outside. You were approachable, and I remember saying we're going to remember Savvy
That's very
Shields.
sweet of you, so.
It was true. You lit up the boardwalk, and it was great. What was your strategy for the parade? Did you have one?
Just to have fun, really and truly. And that's the best piece of advice. It's so cliche and so pageanty, but there's so much truth in that.
What went into you deciding how you would show off your home state?
Ooh,
your-
well, so in my, from Arkansas, the girls in the past were the Diamond State, and so they've done the Diamonds, and we're also the Hogs, and so the girls in part the Razorback. And I wanted to do something different. I wanted to, you know, my art ranger wanted to bring something creative out, and we're the Apple Blossom State. And so I wanted to be a flower girl pretty much, and had the flower crown on, and had the whole pink cape. I don't think I've ever worn so much pink in my entire life, but it was so much fun. And again, that was the thought process.
You went bold.
I went bold.
Yeah.
I went bold, that's for sure. And it was honestly, I mean, that was my thought process, was I just want to have fun, and I want to do something that represents me and something that makes me happy.
You're listening to Savvy Shields, Miss America 2017, well into her reign, but still with, you still treat it that you have much to do still, right?
I do, you're 100% right.
You're not mailing it in from here.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm still working every single day until September 10th of this year.
And let me remind our listeners, the competition tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. The Miss America Show Us Your Shoes parade tickets are available at missamerica.org, and both are wonderful. If you've never gone to a prelim night, you want to make sure you see it, because it's different than the final night.
It is. It's every single state. It's every single state, and I'll be there. And it'll be, you know, it's, again, like what I was saying, I mean, it's every single girl, and it's years of preparation. A whole state preparing one girl, and you see it on stage for 2 hours. And so it's a whole lot of fun, and it's exciting because it's every single state. I mean, I wish that every girl could compete on the final night as well, but it's the fact of the competition.
Miss America, if we roll back to last year and you're competing and it's going well, and obviously you interviewed well, and then they made the first cuts and you're still there, then they're making more cuts and you're still there, then it's getting really interesting, because now you have to be thinking that I've got a really good shot here.
Yeah.
Did you feel going in that you had a good shot to be Miss America?
I like the way you worded that question. I think that, I don't know if I felt that I had a good shot, but I felt that there was a peace. And I felt a sense of, this could happen, but if it doesn't, I'm okay. And I had that kind of a feeling, in the sense of a little, I think a part of me knew the whole time, but then a part of me was also, it was more of just, I felt at ease, and I felt at peace, and I was just having fun, which again is so important.
Do you and your fellow contestants, do you sweat the unknown questions.
Oh, it's the worst part.
It's got to be horrible.
It's undeniably the worst
and then
part.
you see a question and you haven't been chosen yet, so you're waiting to say, am I even going to get a question?
Praise the Lord, I did get that question.
But then sometimes you probably think, oh, I wish I would have got that one.
Exactly. I mean, it really is. I mean, if a girl says that's her favorite part, she's lying. I don't believe her.
That's really a lot of pressure because you have to be smart and instant.
And beyond that, you can't solve world peace in 20 seconds.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
But yet you're expected to say something smart.
Exactly. And that's one of the hardest parts almost because you prepare to have an opinion. So all of us are educated on all of these topics. The hard part is channeling that all down to 20 seconds because a lot of these issues that we're talking about are very complex and complicated and can't be solved with a 10-word answer.
Final question.
Final answer.
What has it been like being Miss America?
I'm trying to think of one word, but all I picture are a lot of feelings, if that makes sense. Right now, I'm in the 4th quarter of my year, and it's gone by in quarters. So the very first, 3 months, you're trying to figure out what in the world you're doing with your life and how to kind of not survive, but how to do the job. And then the next 4 months, you're kind of coasting on that and just living your best life and having lots of fun. The 3rd quarter, you're trying to make a difference. You're trying to figure out, okay, how can I leverage this to make a really big impact? In the 4th quarter, you're really reflective. And it's been the greatest year of my entire life. I'm forever grateful.
And a follow-up to that, and
yes.
Then we'll get you out of here. The process to become Miss America is so stressful and nerve-wracking and pressure-packed.
Right.
You really can't enjoy that final night. You're surviving it, aren't you, almost?
It is. Well, and I would say it's a mental game. But
because you keep trying, like the Hunger Games, you keep trying to move on.
Yes, but I think that the girls
and Donald
that
Sutherland's
come out,
telling somebody to put a target on you.
I think the girls that come out, I'll put winning in quotes, are the girls who had fun. I mean, this is way too emotionally taxing of a hobby to not have fun. And there's no way that I would suggest someone to do this or compete in this organization if they weren't learning about themselves or enjoying it. And that's something that all of us, agreed about.
But this September 9th and 10th, and even stuff you'll be doing during the prelim, you can just have a good time.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be living my best life.
It's like the opposite of last year.
Oh, it's the opposite. I'm just chilling. I'm just like waving and smiling and crying on the side. It'll be great.
I look forward to seeing you again, but I do want to say to you, you've been an elegant Miss America. You have represented the brand with a lot of distinction, and I think you've been terrific.
Thank you very much.
Nice to visit with you.
A lot. Nice to see you.
Savvy Shields, Miss America 2017. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go away.